Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
So as you see, it's been announced, Canelo Crawford Part 2. Is it needed? Didn't Bud Crawford dominate? People been talking crazy. You know, Canelo has gotten none and lost all respect in the sport of boxing. The big news is that Terence Crawford is going to body Canelo Alvarez. This time around, he will stop Canelo Alvarez. And you know, in my opinion,
I hear that they're going to have a second fight with
everybody's talking about Canelo. David Benavidez Sr.
Like I said,
talking his shit.
Terence Crawford, I don't think he can hurt Canelo. He's a little guy, but I think the outcome is going to be the same. So if he faces David Benavidez, guarantee he's going to go to the...
Well, everybody's seen this clip time and time again. Can't blame him, can you? I mean, that's all we've seen. Crawford dominated 10-2, 12-0. You know, Canelo Alvarez, he's on a world tour. They said he hasn't been training. You know, Dapper Don Canelo. You know, dressing like a diva. You know, silk pajamas. Taking pictures with his bros, you know. And they take their shirts off. You know, there's nothing wrong with two guys, you know, huddling and taking their shirts off and posing. Hey, Canelo earned it, right? He's earned the big paydays. He's earned the big fights. You know, Abel Sanchez says that, you know, David is clout chasing. Canelo don't need David. So it's been announced. Canelo wants Crawford rematch. Says negotiations are underway for 2026. That's right, folks.
No, in the first fight, Canelo was outworked.
Nobody wants to see it. This guy,
by the great Crawford,
you know,
champion,
praising
really
Snackford
himself as the fighter of this generation.
The Cuck Media.
Welcome to Pug's Corner. Canelo Crawford 2. With word that Canelo Alvarez has told TV Azteca he's plotting a rematch against Terence Crawford in 2026, my first thought was, why waste your time?
Why?
Look, we know in the first...
Crawford dominated, right? So, as you see, this is the narrative. This is the narrative going forward. This is all you're going to see, right? Canelo has lost and gotten no respect. You know, everybody's counting him out. But putting my tinfoil hat on, using my conspiracy theory goggles, could this be a trap? Could this be what Canelo Alvarez had plotted all along? In my analysis and breakdown of watching Canelo Crawford several times, I thought it was close. Thought it should have been a draw. If you had Crawford winning, I can see that. Not upset with it. But it was not a domination. It was not an ass whooping. It was not a masterclass. Terence Crawford ran a lot. There was 25, 30 seconds for much of the fight where he did little to nothing. And that's the story of the fight. But again, it was a domination. As one boxing fan says, with all due respect, Crawford made enough of a statement that I don't need to see it. Ran back. Do you? But see, I'm sensing a little fear and trepidation. On one hand, Bud stops Canelo. And on the other, they don't need to run it back. Which one is it? See, it looks like a trap has been set. As I showed before, a lot of money is going to come in on Crawford. Don't get it twisted.
Why waste your time?
Why? Why? If you're so confident, don't you want to see Canelo finally get ended once and for all? Another person, economics make it a no-brainer, and the rematch might be better with the roles reversed. I don't see the rematch going the distance. More and more people counting this man out. You know, I did a live on this, the puppet show, Canelo vs. Crawford, which debunked the myth that Crawford was the smaller man, right? That Crawford was moving up 3 weight classes, that he didn't have the physical advantages over Canelo Alvarez. But some things have happened. Snackford no longer has his right-hand man, Victor Conte, who is no longer with Snack. He still has his sugar daddy, Turkey a la Sheik. But I have some trepidation. I'm not sure Terence Crawford wants to fight. A little bit of a hot take, but can we say for sure that he wants Canelo Alvarez again? I do remember him being on a podcast, going after a podcaster, because He said that Terrence Crawford should fight Benavidez, that he should defend his undisputed. And Cheeto Bomac got very angry, got very upset, and said that Terrence Bud Crawford can do whatever he wants. Bernie the Gopher, Terrence Crawford's other right-hand man, said that Bud can do what he wants. He will only fight for $100 million. This is Super Bud. This is the man that walks on water, the head of the boxing pantheon, an all-time great, a Mount Rushmore for beating, dominating Canelo Alvarez. But I'm noticing a trend. I'm noticing a lot of trepidation. I'm noticing a lot of fear. Could it be a false sense of security? Are they inherently worried that Crawford could do it again? Now, people will say, oh yeah, he steps Canelo easily. Remember, Canelo Alvarez was injured. He did have elbow surgery. That did happen. Not only did it happen, but people said that it was Bud Crawford that broke his elbow. I've never seen anything like this ever in boxing, where a decent performance has people saying that Bud Crawford will stop Canelo Alvarez. But on the other hand, now they're saying, well, we don't really need to see it. Bud doesn't need to do it. Sounds like a lot of protection. I think a lot of people are going to go into the Snackford protection plan. But I think their greed will get the best of them. The trap has been set. That's my tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. In breaking down the fight, it looked like Canelo had no sense of urgency. Was Snackford that much better? Did Canelo really get dominant? Or was Canelo perhaps, possibly, planning on a part 2? That he knew there would be a second fight, if not a third fight? Is that a reach? Is that a stretch? Or are we just Canelo fanboys and delusional? Are we just making excuses? As the Exodus Files explained, that it was a myth. That the refs, the judges, and the commentary were extremely biased to Snackford, giving Canelo Alvarez no credit for any work that he did in the fight. One thing we have to do in boxing is break down the actual fight. I've always challenged anybody. Let's watch the fight, and if you can point where Terrence Crawford dominated 10-2, I'll give you $50. I'm willing and ready for all comers. But again, hopefully they fight again. But I don't know. I have a sneaky suspicion Terrence Crawford may waffle. I wouldn't be surprised if he retires. I know this is going to hurt some people's feelings. They worship Snackford. They believe he's Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Floyd Mayweather all wrapped into one. He beats them all. What I seen is a fighter with unusual strength, unusual power, and did not get tired once. Was never breathing hard in the entire fight. We've never really seen that done. When we've seen the greats like Trinidad, De La Hoya, Canelo Alvarez move up in weight, Roberto Duran, they've all pretty much looked for the worse. Not as quick, gaining weight, fighting bigger men. But miraculously, Snackford was able to overcome all the odds. Not just one, not just two, but all the odds. He beat the odds. Was he a weight bully? Was he always the bigger man? Did he have a little help? Well, looks like we're going to find out if Snackford Super Bud takes the bait. Because it looks like that's the only money fight there is for him. He's dangled Janabek, and that's about it. He will refuse to defend his super middleweight title once again, where when he won against Earl Spence, he vacated shortly thereafter, taking nearly 2 years off. Moved up, struggled against Israel Madrimov, and then he transforms into Super Bud. But again, this is for the fans to discuss, and it looks like a lot of fans they're kind of flip-flopping. They're kind of wavering. On one hand, you have the fans that believe he will stop Canelo Alvarez, and the other, they're saying, hey, Super Bud, you don't have to do this. You've proved everything you need to do. I know, sounds like fans are torn. They don't know what to do. They're a little confused. Has the trap been set? Is there a second and third fight on the horizon? A lot of questions are going to be coming up. A lot of questions will be answered. Will Terrence Bud Crawford step up to the plate? Will Canelo Alvarez transform? People are asking him to find a new trainer. We're going to see. It's still a mega fight. It may have lost its luster. A lot of people are asking why. Why? Super Bud has proven it all. But has he? Will he be willing to defend that super middleweight title? And Canelo change people's minds and hearts? Never forget, Canelo Alvarez will be the underdog. The trap has been set. I wouldn't be surprised if people bet heavy on Canelo Alvarez. There's still a few people that believe. But has Terrence Crawford played himself? Has he played the fans? Is a big shock awaiting people? I'll tell you this. On my way out, if Canelo Alvarez comes back and defeats Bud Crawford, there will be a lot of broken hearts and shattered dreams. On that note, Frank Bay is out. Like, subscribe, let people know what the hot take is. Will Crawford step up to the plate and prove us wrong again? Peace.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.